Hello, pals on Hartt. Let's paint something wonderful today. The Jortt Show!
So last time we painted this thing, this underpainting. It's kind of a bunch of skulls and a lemon. And I'm going to add some color to it today and hopefully get it finished. I think what I want to do first is kind of get like a real transparent thin layer of a color over the background. And I think that color needs to be like a purple of sorts. So I'm just going to... What do I got? I got a Quinacridone violet, and what is this one? A Diox violet. They're both the Quinacridone. It's a little redder, but I'm just gonna get on a super thin layer. I'm adding some matte medium here to thin it out with, and let me get this just a little wet. And I need to get me a towel. All right, I'm ready to rock right here. So I'm gonna really thin this out. So kind of get the background going. I kind of want this graffiti-ish type of feel to be coming through. So it's a little darker. That's more violet-y. I think I really need to thin it out more. But it's kind of nice. I like getting a little bit of the brush strokes in, but you know what I'm going to do? This is what I'm going to try and do right now. Just a little bit of the darker purple here. Okay, I think this is what I'm going to do. To just get this mostly covered, and I'm actually acting with a good sense of urgency because I don't want it to dry too much. And I kind of erase some of it, give it kind of so the white can kind of come through just a little bit, but I'm still seeing some brush marks here, and I think especially like right here where it's a shadow, we can get it nice and dark. Ooh, that's really dark, baby. Ooh, that's too dark. That's too dark for me. I got scared. We gotta figure this guy out here. That's gonna be really dark, and then everything else is gonna be like super thinned out. So I want this to be dark here too. That's kind of the shadow of the skull against the wall or whatever this thing is. And I'm using this, I'm getting really loose. Get some over the whole canvas, and it's really watered down and there's lots of medium on there. And I'm just going back and forth with these two different types of purple. And I'm looking, I named all of these guys. I gave them names. I think last time I asked Jordan about the names, and she said, what's Joel? And I wrote that down. And I think after we were done shooting, I went back with and just added some more names because I like names. Okay, let's get this. And I kind of want it, this is a little, usually my backgrounds are a little like brighter and livelier, but I kind of want this, usually my backgrounds are like lighter and more just brighter. I kind of want this to be a little dark, so a lot of the underpainting color I want to come through. Ooh, that's kind of nice there too. Oh, I'm gonna like this. So as I'm doing this, I was looking at this a little bit beforehand, trying to figure out what color I wanted the background. And the reason I chose purple, yes, there is a reason, is because I kind of want these to be more orangey and yellowy and maybe even a little green, and they're kind of further away from purple on the color wheel, so I figured that way would help them pop out a little bit. But I might even just make one of these purple just to say screw that idea. I can make it pop out without it being opposite on the color wheel. Yeah. And you know, and I might even go back. I like how this stuff is coming through because it's so thick. But let me see if I can get away with putting some like light, mixing some of the color with white and just having a light kind of purpley going on here too without it looking too, what's the word I'm looking for? Like different looking than, well, too much more opaque. Boy, that's a tough one. I don't want the paint with the white mixed in to seem more opaque than the stuff that's transparent. And I think it's kind of working a little bit here. And I'm catching some brush strokes and some mayhem. It seems like a little mayhem going on here. And I like that. Oh, and you know what else I have planned for this one? I'm going to do some really, really bright colors on here, but I recently got some neon paints that I want to play with. So I think I'll be adding these kind of a little sparingly and then seeing how it works. And I did that the other day when I was just working on a piece. I added a little bit, and I didn't quite at first get the feel for how I should use it, but I think I'm able to mix it enough so that the fluorescent part of the paint isn't overwhelming. So, and I think that'll work. So I'm very excited. Use that. I don't know. Yeah, I think this is looking nice going with this method here. And it's nice, there's still a good wet background from the matte medium I put on there. So right here, I'm able to give it that nice kind of darkish purple shadow, and this is getting really dark. And I feel like he's supposed to be coming down here, so just a little bit there. And back to the really thin. I want to mix this shadow in a little bit. That seems kind of dark. Putting just a little bit of white, and I'm liking this. This is getting a good feel. It looks dangerous. This is a lot more dangerous than I ever do, so I'm stepping out of my comfort zone. And I don't want the names to get disappeared in this, so I don't know what's so important about the names. So. Oh, that's right, yeah. Oh, so maybe I could have inadvertently named the other ghosts. Yeah, Jordan talked about all the ghosts that visit her at the art factory. That sounds kind of cool. Joel. I wouldn't do that. That's for braver people. Yeah, but part of this story I'm reading too, it's kind of supernaturally stuff, but they just dug up this pile of square rocks behind this Hindu shrine because they'd heard a bell coming from it for a few nights, and they found the bell, but there was no one down there, and they're they're thinking it might have been like the ghost of one of those monks who buries themselves alive and rings a bell, because apparently that's something they did. But it's just a good listen. I love listening to books when I'm painting. I feel like part of even the story somehow, on some level, winds up in my art. I feel like whatever's going on there is translated either in color or form or whatever the hell I'm doing. That's good. Yeah, this is super dark. I like it. I don't do dark stuff too often, even though I do skulls and all sorts of shit. But I feel good about this. Making it real. I think saying things makes it real. Clarence. This is Clarence. Let's see if I'm getting any real personalities out of these guys yet. Alright, let me see. Get some more super thin coat here. I need super thin coat. And it's really thick, but that's okay. Let's see. I'm not getting any real personalities except they're all kind of creepy. But we'll figure something out. Maybe we'll put like daisies or something coming out of their eyeballs. I really like that idea. I know it's going to totally disappear in 30 seconds. But that's, yeah, I guess that's part of the creation process, is telling the world what you're going to do. And it might not always be a daisy coming out of an eye socket. Sometimes but I think the thing I'm going to do is give these guys personalities. And that daisy thing might be a solution. And it might not. Okay, I think I will be done. I just want to make sure it all has kind of some sort of purpleness, even if it's not correct. And it needs to be darker here. And I think when I originally started this, I think this was quadranted off. And I guess I moved away from that, which is fine. I kind of like it like this. Yeah. Let me get a shadow under this lemon. This dead lemon. And we're gonna go for the dead lemon. We are going 100% dark on this one. Dark, baby. Unless I change my mind. And again, that's kind of the fun thing about being an artist. You can do whatever the hell you want to do because it's you. You don't have to. I'm not doing this for you. I'm doing this for me. This is 100% about me. And when I'm done, you guys can enjoy what I did, but it's not about the final product. It's about the process. And the process is life-saving to me, I think. I think that makes sense. Magenta, blue, orange, green. That's all gonna go. You're gonna see that through the paint. Okay, let's start with magenta. I love my magenta. Let me walk right over here. And I need a new palette. My paper plate palettes. I love them. I love them. Yeah. Oh, he's looking good. So what I say, magenta. So I'm going to use 3 magentas. Remember, I'm trying to get a little bit fluorescent. So I've been using this a lot lately, this fluorescent magenta. Then I need the Quinacridone magenta. And you know what? I have a little bit of that purple out I could use there, but I'm also going to use a little alizarin crimson, which is kind of a less vibrant version of the magenta, I think, maybe. But it has good, it's nice and dark, and is also at the same time very transparent. This guy's magenta. Figure out the outlines first, and I'm going to put a little bit of matte medium on here to thin out the paint and keep it wetter longer. Okay, so I just want to kind of get his outlines down, because I don't really know what, I think I kind of lost something here. Yeah, so I might keep all the teeth the same color. So I might do that. That sounds like a good idea. So let me just get the outlines of this guy. I like how the skull kind of goes into a twirly type of thing. Oh, that worked out good too. I was afraid this would look really unnatural and not have a good. Let me see if I can articulate this well. Let me paint this and then go back to that, because I think it's kind of important. Like when things come out at a curve, there's like this sweet spot where it kind of expands or it turns at a correct angle, and it doesn't look choppy, and this looks pretty smooth, so maybe that's what I was just trying to say. It's a nice smooth curve, okay? And now let's get a little bit looser here. I figured out where the outlines are. I like this brush. It's a little bigger than I want it to be, but maybe not. So the base coat is going to be this beautiful fluorescent magenta, right? And I'm going to make sure I get lots of wetness on here. I'll just work this top part first. I need white. Kind of making, oh, look at how juicy he is. I kind of like that word. I've been using it a lot lately. I have a new artist friend. Her name is Lilith, and she does this really wonderful stuff, but I keep going back to the word juicy when I want to describe her art. And I think that's right, but I don't know why it seems so right. So I was trying to make it light or white where I think it's going to be the lightest part of the painting. And I have this big brush, but it's kind of nice. It goes to like a chisel point there, so I can get pretty good straight lines without it being too floppy. I'm just going to go back between the three or four colors, the fluorescent, the white, and the darker colors. We can knock this out pretty quick, I think. Yeah, I like that. And you can still see some of the yellow underneath too, so that gives it kind of another dimension. How the skull goes, I've been kind of drawing them so much. I kind of have it almost memorized where, certain highlights should be and where things are sticking out more than you would normally expect them to stick out. But it needs more white here, so this should all be, see how that's coming out now? If I can get it really darker here, that'll push that back. And if we can just blend this in correctly, it might start to look believable. And it's kind of getting there. You see how that's coming out? Use a different brush here. And so this is going to be really white up here. all the way down to there. Yeah, I'm happy with that. I'm getting this. This is going to get real dark right as it goes into the eye socket here. And you can almost even see how that's blending in. That looks more believable too, right there. He's good. He's good. Why don't I move on? Yeah. I think what I'm going to do now is get the other colors on there and go back one more time after all the colors are in and really get the details in and get this thing done. This guy, I'll just work my way across. Blue, I've got a lot of good blues too. I'm gonna get some of this because it's ultramarine blue, which I normally don't use, but I want to play with a little bit. I'm gonna put some of these guys down, and I need to grab another palette. So I might have 6 palettes on this piece today, which is fine. I like keeping my my colors separate. So what I say, blue. So let me get some medium, some white. I want to use this blue, ultramarine blue. It says it's translucent, but I'll play with that a little bit. I'm trying to picture how that looks mixed with white, but because I know that's what I'll need to do. And I kind of want it, this is turquoise, I kind of want it to go in that direction. And I got fluorescent blue, and I got my dark phthalo blue. So we'll see, we'll play with this and see how this comes out. I hope I can remember which is which. I can. Fluorescent, turquoise, ultramarine, and phthalo. I'm so excited. Alright, Ed, you are going to be blue. Ed is blue. I'm going to use the same purple water because a little bit of purple in the blue isn't going to hurt anything. So, let's see, let's just get the dark blue and get the outline going. So, and I wonder if I should, oh, on this one too, I put like a hole here. So he got like a big hole in his head. I wonder what that's about. I'll probably wind up having somebody peeking out of there. And he got a little bit of a cone head. I got a nickel, shiny and nickel. Remember that song? My name is Michael, I got a nickel. Pam pam ba-da-da-da-da-da. Need some more dark paint. I think I'm gonna stay away from the ultramarine. I like the phthalo. Yeah, he's coming out good. He's looking pretty freaking mean, man. So, you know why he looks mean? Because he's got kind of the eyebrow going down like that. Arrgh. Same thing here. We can still make him mean. I don't mind making him mean. Shit, you're pissed off, and you got your reasons. That's alright. Just because you're the bad guy doesn't mean you can't own it. Right? Yeah, he doesn't look that mean. He's just a particular feller. It's tough, man. It's a nice, clean shot, though. So let me just tell the world this is a hole in his head. right there. Okay, done with that. Moving on to this is the one I called Orange, and I named him Chuck. So Joel, Chuck, Ed. You know why I named him Ed? Because I only had room for 2 letters there. And this guy's Clarence. I was able to fit him that way. So I'll get another palette. This guy's orange. I think the orange is going to be... Oh, I have a new orange. I've used in the past cadmium orange, but this is cadmium orange deep. So I'm very excited to do this. Boop. Alright, that might be the base color. Let's see. The dark. I'm gonna try this. This is Quinacridone red. I haven't really found the right time to use this. I haven't really fell in love with it for any reason, but I keep giving it chances. But I also get the magenta I use for dark with the orange. And let's see. And I have this fluorescent orange. I'll just keep available. I don't want to dump it out because I don't really have a thing. I'll just dip my thing in there, my brush. Okay, and I got that and that. Let's see. Let me put the purples away so I look a little neater, or I feel a little neater. Get some matte medium on here and white. I know it seems kind of wasteful that I'm using all these palettes, but the reason I do it is that when I'm painting in a color, I like to keep them separate because I get so sloppy on here and on here that if I start picking up other colors that I don't want, it just makes for a kind of a sloppier process. So this keeps things relatively not sloppy. Alright, so anyway, let's do this. So this guy's going to be orange. Do you know what I'm going to do? This is what I'm going to do. I think this is transparent. I'm just going to see if I can put on a real thin coat of this transparent orange and see what it looks like. That seems fair enough. I do want to change up the water because this is a little blue and muddy. So we got cleaner water here. I'm turning it blue right now with, we get most of the blue off of here. Okay. Alright, most of these are clean again. This is a little dirty too. Alright, that's a little better. Alright, I'll just cover this with matte medium. Get it nice and wet. So that'll give us a chance to just keep the paint on there longer and move it around a little bit. And let's see. Like I said, I'm gonna use some of this fluorescent orange as kind of my base thin color. Holy mackerel, look at how orange you are! Holy smokes, that is so damn bright. Looks good. I think that's a good start, baby. And I think over the yellow undercoat works well. Holy crap. We shall see. We shall see where this takes us. I think that's probably about most of the orange I'll need for that. It's kind of cool though, man. Alright. I said I had 2 different dark reds. I'm going to try this Quinacridone red, which, I don't know, this might go well with the orange. I'm not seeing it yet. Oh, and this guy didn't really have a jaw. He had like kind of a twisty light bulb thing going on. He does look like a light bulb. Okay, let me just get some of you in here. Here. I know I'm gonna have to go with this darker red. Yeah. Yeah, it's better that way. It's better for all parties involved. Just stick with this. This is gonna be the side. Dark. 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 Alright. Oh, that's not light, that's this is white. Here's white here. There's still too much red on here. Oh, you know what? I started using a sponge to soak up water from my brush, and it was working well. I think it fell on the floor. But whatever. It doesn't matter. Okay. Let's get the orange on here. This is the cadmium orange, okay? Okay. That looks cool as shit, that orange. And the red. Oh, that looks really good. That is super good. Oh no, look at... Hi, I'm a dried up sponge. I need to get the whites on before I do more orange, because I think some of the white is picking up some of the red. And I think I'll be able to negate that with the orange. It looks pretty cool. I am happy. This is a tough color to pull off. Oranges are just super tough, and I'm really liking where this is going, and I don't want to overdo it or F it up too much. Let's see, what kind of brush? I think I want to use this little guy here. And sometimes when you want to get that good feeling of depth, like, you know, pushing things forward and pulling things towards you, it's just a matter of sometimes just making just like these big, broad brush strokes and go over it a few times and just in thinner, like, transparent layers. And it'll just kind of mix together. So I figure if I put a little bit of that there. But I want that more orange, so I need to dip it in the orange. So let's see that. Yeah, that works out pretty good. That's okay to have one eye bigger than the other. I bet you get teased at school though, that's for sure. I think I need just some more orange and some white, and I can move on to this last guy. I can't wait to do him green. Green's a very nice color. Wiggling around next to the two colors and just trying to not really put much pressure, just kind of have less of a distinguishable like line edge, even though it's still definitely brush strokes. It's kind of more random. I don't know, I feel that kind of helps things out here. Alright, let's finish. Let's get this guy green. Ooh. I don't like what's going on here, but all of a sudden I'm thinking if I can make them into like root thingies, it'll work out well. Just right now it's just kind of like a cartoony claw that I'm not happy with. So green, you're green. 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 I'm going to use these two for now. I have another, like a bright green in there, but I don't know if I want to use it. Yeah, he looks good. They all look good. These are my friends. These are my friends. I have a show up, I hung up yesterday at Hartt, and the title of it is Making Friends. Because those things I paint, they're like my friends. Yeah, I'm that weird guy. Yes, I am. Ooh, that was a good one. without a big chunk of dried paint. Yeah, so I got this this yellow green and this dark. What do they call this? Deep green. And I get some matte medium and some white and knock this out. I don't have any fluorescent green, but what I think I'll do is at the end is just kind of give everything a coat of that invisible fluorescent paint to see what the hell if it does anything at all. I think I just got scanned by the paint company. Let me get this paintbrush. So I'm just going to thin out some of the dark stuff, figure out where the edges are. And I'm going to bring you out like that. So I said I wanted to turn these guys into roots, so I'll make you like that. And then you like that. I hate getting things so close to the edge because it causes unneeded tension. That's what they told me when I was designing things. There's all these graphic designer rules. When you put something on a page, do not do that because it causes unneeded tension. Wow, this is so wet. Yeah, he looks like a really evil, squiddly dude. I still haven't, it's so wet, I still haven't figured out alright. Yeah, these are starting to look more like tentacles than roots, which is fine. Tentacular. Is that the adjective I'm looking for? Tentacular? You're looking mighty tentacular today, my dear. I like that. What's the word of the day? Ooh. I love how creepy that is. This is the stuff I like. I love mixing these two greens. This dark green, the deep green, and this other guy here. You got some funky ass eyes, dude. You are in bad shape, mister. Yeah. Yes. Look at how much personality he has, though. You don't know if you're angry or curious or I don't know what. And you don't know what either. This guy. You're Clarence, though. We know that. That has been established. Oh, Clarence. You got kind of a warped skull. All your buddies have. No. Actually, no one has. This one, no, he's kind of got a normal skull. Oh, this guy's getting a real. I like this guy best so far. Ooh. And you know what I think I'll do? I will try a little bit of that fluorescent yellow on this guy. Swamp Thing. That was like my favorite comic book growing up. Yeah, and it was like it was Bernie Wrightston. He was like a famous. He did a lot of the horror comics, and he was just my hero, man. Yeah, I am definitely getting some of that fluorescent yellow on here. I feel like I'm I'm kind of embracing my dark side a little bit. Ooh, that's even good. You see, I accidentally picked up some dark from somewhere else and kind of gave that brow kind of a more of a like sinister, sunken in look. Let me get some of that. I'm on a good roll, but I want to get some of this yellow in there. I think that'll... Dude, I'm really happy with that too. Just kind of... I like that, and I did that on one painting almost accidentally last year, and I kept it bare bones like that, and it had just like a weird cow-looking guy in it. I'm not quite sure, but I just like the vibe. So it's all monotone purple. It was like all like an underpainting, but I love it. And I forget where that is. I think that's hanging up in the Haven right now. Okay, I'm gonna see if I can. Look at that! And it's mixing with the green really good. All right. I can't wait to see how these turn out. I think this is like really should be one of those accent colors that you don't overuse. But I kind of want to overuse it a little bit. There we go. Yeah, let me get. Yeah, it says. And I'm picking up some of this dark that's on the side and bringing it around, and it's kind of really cool. Just, man, this rag is really dirty and wet, and which is okay. I'm gonna kind of blend these in here. That looks pretty good. That looks not it just looks Okay, I'm blending that. It looks pretty good. I'm super happy with this. Let me get something going with this lemon, and I'll call it a day. I'm gonna do one more palette. One more palette of yellow. Thank you. Yellow. I'll get an opaque yellow and a transparent yellow and a, if I remember which is which, and I kind of want a that's got most of the yellow in there. I just need to keep it kind of dark, so I think I'll stick with this transparent red iron oxide for my dark areas. So it's basically going to be that color, except a little puppier. It's going to be yellow. Now, kiddies, do you remember how a lemon goes? I don't. Well, let me get a little white and some medium here. A little bit of, you just get the outline. So this is. It's nice and really well defined now in terms of where the shadows are. I'm going to just kind of push things just a little bit. Know what I'm going to do? I'm going to do what I did the other one. I'm going to take a nice clean-ish brush and do a thin layer of this fluorescent yellow over. Okay. That's kind of cool right there. That's good though. Nice and dramatic. If you were dead lemon, you would be kind of in the dark shadows of. And see how I keep adding layers of paint, and it's mixing a little bit with the stuff underneath, and you're really catching what's going on, not just on the current layer, but what's underneath, and that's really important too. And I think we tend to forget that sometimes. I'll say I tend to forget that, where you think your last layer is the most important layer, but it's your last layer is only like as good as the first few before, you know what I mean? Or just an additive thing. I keep looking at like citrus fruit and like pieces of art of citrus fruit, and I want to get really detaily someday, because I think I have a good method for like figuring out how to paint the little divots in the citrus fruit, but it would take some time, and I don't know if I want to put that type of time in this painting. But maybe I will. Maybe I will. Let's see if I could just do a little wiggly here and give it kind of a more round. Yeah, it looks like kind of divots. Okay, this is going to be the dead lemon. So let's think about where he is. I don't want to overthink it. So this little tiny brush, it holds so much more paint, water than I expected to, so it's always dripping. So this is the center line, so one eye here is he's dead. And then one eye here as he's gone. So the center is there. And I might, yeah, I think all this guy needs really is like a mouth, like with a tongue hanging out. I'm trying to, okay, he's kind of leaning this way, so his mouth is here. How big is his mouth? Okay, when you're dead, you're never smiling when you're dead. You're always like, right. So if you see someone who's smiling and they're saying they're dead, they're lying. So, okay. He's not smiling, but he's also, here, let's go. That. Then I think we're also gonna have like a little tongue coming out of him, like, Yeah, that kind of looks tongue-ish. I'll put white up there for now. Yeah. Maybe it looks like he's licking something. Ooh. Oh, this is terrible. I'm so tired, I'm dead. Let me get my leany up stick. And I just want to kind of get some light on the bottom edges, just to let you know that they're edges and not just painted on X's, that they go somewhere. So same thing here, the light is coming from the top, and I don't know if you can even see this. Yeah, that's pretty good. Let me get a little bit more right here. And I think what I need is more dark. That's what I'm missing. You need darkness in the X hole. X hole. UX or yeah, that's pretty good. I kind of schmooched it just a little bit. That's the thing about when you're painting details, all of a sudden you're like, oh my god, I've been doing this for freaking 3 hours. Guess what? He's gonna get a red tongue, and I have a red palette. I have actually a red palette and an orange palette. Nothing is really pink in here, except maybe him. I don't think I need this guy. Alright, red tongue. Okay. That's kind of looking like a red tongue. I'll just put a little bit of a hint of a shadow underneath it, which is basically a giant drip of water because I don't know how to get the moisture off this brush. That should be good enough. And just a little bit of white on there. That doesn't look right. Cover it up. Yeah, that's good enough for now. Hey, so we finished up this painting today. I'm so happy with it. We just added color to these guys, and they all got their own personalities now. We got the dead lemon, and it was a really fun project. Thanks for checking in today. I appreciate your time, and just remember, go out there and do something wonderful today.